So hello everyone. So today is 12th March and again I have Indian Express explained page. So this page contains quality content. So there are two important articles. One is about Citizenship Amendment Act, issues in the legal challenge to the citizenship law. Another is one missile, many weapons. Or yesterday India tested its Agni 5 missile, which has a range of 6,000 kilometers. So that is important to know. And another is about centers pact with Tripura government and Tipra Motha. So Tipra Motha is a organization based in Tripura, so that you should know. Otherwise, nothing important to know under this article. So the article which is important to read is about CAA. So let us read this article. So more than 4 years after Parliament passed the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, the Ministry of Home Affairs on Monday notified the rules to implement the law. The CAA, which has led to widespread protest in the winter of 2019-20, is also under challenge before the Supreme Court. So, why is the CAA contentious and what will change after its implementation? So, let us read the legal issues, not the propaganda issues that is being forwarded in the WhatsApp University. So, the citizenship law in December 2019, Parliament passed an amendment to the Citizenship Amendment Act 1955 to include a provision for grant of citizenship to migrants belonging to the Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi, or Christian communities who entered India before 31st December 2014 from Pakistan, Afghanistan, or Bangladesh. So basically, the non-Muslim minorities of these countries are allowed, except a few. I think Jews are not there. Otherwise, all the major religions are there, other than Islam, obviously. In essence, the amendment relaxed the eligibility criteria for certain classes of migrant on religious lines from three neighboring Muslim majority countries. Certain categories of areas, including tribal areas in Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Tripura, and areas protected by the inner line system, were exempted from the purview of the CAA. The colonial concept of the inner line separates the tribal majority hills of the northeast from the plains areas. To enter and stay in these areas, inner line permit is needed. So it was the law of 1873, Bengal Frontier Act, that was passed by British. So that is system is continued after independence in the name of inner line permit. So the law was notified on January 10, 2020, amidst the protests around the country, particularly in Assam, but could not be implemented in the absence of rules. On May 28, 2021, the central government issued an order under Section 16 of the Citizenship Act 1955, giving district collectors in 13 districts with high migrant populations the power to accept citizenship application from the groups identified in the 2019 amendment. The 39-page rules notified in the e-gazette on Monday prescribe the modalities and procedures for eligible individuals to apply for Indian citizenship. The rules specify what documents and paperwork are required for putting forward and considering a claim of citizenship. The legal challenge. The amendment was challenged before the Supreme Court in 2020 by the Indian Union Muslim League. Okay. Since then, more than 200 petitions have been filed and tagged with the IUML's challenge. These include petitions from politicians Asaduddin Owaisi, Jairam Ramesh, Ramesh Chenithala, and Mahua Moitra, and political organizations such as Assam Pradesh Congress Committee, Assam Gan Parishad, National People's Party, Assam, Muslim Students Federation, Assam, and Dravid Munitra Kazagam, DMK. So, as expected. So, in October 2022, a bench comprising then Chief Justice of India, UU Lalit, and Justice Ravindra Bhatt and Hema Kohli passed an order stating that final hearings would begin in December 2022 after CJI Lalit's retirement. However, the case has not been heard since. According to the Supreme Court website, the case is currently listed before a bench headed by Justice Pankaj Mittal. So, the right to equality. What is right to equality? The challenge to the CAA rests on the ground that it violates Article 14 of the Constitution, which says that the state shall not deny to any person equality before the law or the equal protection of the laws within the territory of India. The petitioners argue that using religion as a qualifier or a filter violates the fundamental right to equality. But right to equality is subject to making laws. This also gives right to government to make special provisions for the persecuted people. For example, the reservation is being provided. It is also what is the, we can say that violation of the right to equality. But since the historical wrongdoings are being projected as a site, as a reason to give reservation, so that is allowed under the constitution. So this is a totally uh, unacceptable argument before the Supreme Court. At least the state shall not deny any person equality before the law. So the petitioners have argued that the National Register for Citizens (NRC) in Assam to identify illegal migrants along with the CAA will result in targeting of Muslims. The court will have to look into whether the special treatment given to the so called persecuted minorities from the three Muslim majority neighboring countries only is a reasonable classification under Article 14 for granting citizenship, and whether the state is discriminating against Muslims by excluding them. The Supreme Court has held that the law has to clear two legal hoops to pass the equality test when it is challenged on the grounds of Article 14. First, any differentiation between groups of persons must be founded on an intelligible differentia, and second, that differentia must have a rational nexus to the object sought to be achieved by the act. The government has said that the Muslims have been excluded from the group of persecuted minorities because Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh are Islamic countries where Muslims are in majority, which makes sense. However, it will be tested whether these three countries were picked essentially to keep Muslims out. This is because groups like Tamil Hindus in Sri Lanka, the Rohingyas in Myanmar, or the minority Muslim sects like Ahmadiyas and Hazaras are also persecuted minorities in these countries, right? But Ahmadiyas proudly claim that they were the founding members of the one of the founding members of the Pakistan. The Supreme Court can strike down a classification if it is found to be arbitrary. The court recently struck down the electoral bond scheme on the ground that it was manifestly arbitrary, that is, irrational, capricious, or without an adequate determining principle. There is also a larger issue of whether making religion a ground for eligibility for citizenship violates secularism, which is a basic feature of the constitution. So, basic structure of the constitution was given in 1973 Keshavanand Bharti case. So, that is talking about the basic structure of the constitution. So the Citizenship Amendment Act and Assam, what are the relation? So apart from the equality argument, part of the challenge to the Citizenship Amendment Act also rests on the fate of Section 6A of the Citizenship Act 1955, which too is under challenge before the Supreme Court. In December 2023, a five-judge constitution bench led by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud reserved its verdict on the validity of Section 6A, which was introduced in the Citizenship Act after the signing of the Assam Accord between the Assam and leaders of the Assam movement in August 1985. The accord determines who is a foreigner in the state of Assam. Clause 5 of the accord states that January 1, 1966 shall serve as the base cutoff date for the detection and deletion of the foreigners. But there are provisions for regularization of those who arrived in the state after that date and up to March 24, 1971. This was also the basis of the final NRC published in 2019. Section 6A of the Act allows foreign migrants who came to Assam after January 1, 1966, but before March 25, 1971, to seek Indian citizenship. If effective cutoff date on March 24, 1971 is upheld by the Supreme Court as the cutoff date for entry into the Assam, the Citizenship Amendment Act could fall foul of the Assam Accord since it creates a different timeline. Okay, so this was about Citizenship Amendment Act, and another important article is about one missile, many weapons. So India yesterday tested the Agni 5 missile, which has a range of 6,000 kilometers. So that is a very good range, and moreover, Agni is a part of IGI Integrated Guided Missile Development Program (IGMDP) that was started in 1983. So five missiles were developed under this. One was Prithvi, one was Agni, one was Trishul, one was Akash, and another was Nag. Okay, so apart from this, India has also many cruise missiles like Nirbhay missile and BrahMos, of obviously the joint collaboration with the Russian company. So, so that is all from today's newspaper. So we'll try to meet tomorrow. Thank you.